Hi everybody, it's Elsie here and I'm really excited to be sharing this Traveller's Notebook page with you today. I am doing a bit of mixing and matching and using the Sweet and Simple scrapbook collection as well as a few other stamps that are available in the store. So the inspiration for this page came from my photo, and I just found this photo in my stash, and it's of my little brother and I with our dad when we were very little. And I'm holding some sort of lollipop, we're in the garden, it's just really summery, and the Sweet and Simple collection was just screaming out to me for this page. And I also have a lot of scraps left over from other layouts and projects and things like that, and I just wanted to use them up. They're a bit harder to use on a 12 by 12 layout, so I think Traveller's Notebooks are sort of a great size to use your scraps. So as you can see, I have kind of thought about what I'm going to do for this page very sort of roughly, and I'm just kind of figuring out the placement for everything, see if everything kind of works and flows. And yeah, it's quite unusual for me to start with my photo, but yeah, I just found, as I said, I just found this one and I really liked it. So yeah, it's just perfect for this sort of summary page. The inspiration behind this kind of design was sort of all the ice cream and sweet kind of images in the Sweet and Simple collection, and I was kind of thinking of like a little ice cream parlour window. And I thought that kind of idea would be a really nice way to sort of frame my photo. So that's basically what I'm creating now. The only paper that I used that wasn't from the Sweet and Simple collection was this paper that I'm framing my photo, and that is actually from the BU 6x6 paper pad, and I'm just using that because I needed some sort of neutral that I could use to frame my photo, and it wouldn't be sort of it wouldn't clash with all of the other colours and the patterns that I want to use. I just needed some sort of neutral. So yeah, that one fitted the bill. And next I'm creating like a little what's it called, an awning. I think that's the word. And I'm kind of going like arranging the papers into a rainbow order, of course. And again, these are just scraps left over that I don't want to throw away because they're way too pretty. So something like this are perfect for, because these are like very simple shapes that I'm just cutting into you know, the sections of this kind of awning that is going to go on the top of my photo to create that look of like an ice cream parlour. And yeah, I love how this turned out. It's just really sweet, and I didn't use my Cameo, my die cutting machine or anything like that for this page. It's just all done by hand, done by eye. I kind of slightly planned the shape of the awning just so I could get the width right, and now I'm stitching because it would not be an Elsie page without some sort of hand stitching. So I'm stitching the frame or the window around my photo, and also the green pieces of card that I've cut into like sort of grassy hilly shapes, and that just helps give them a bit of definition, I think, so they don't blend into the background. And talking of blending, I'm now doing some ink blending with the Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide ink, which is the perfect sky blue colour. And as you can see, I am no expert at ink blending, but I was kind of deliberately trying to create quite a patchy look, because I think that creates a much more realistic sky background. And yeah, I just really love the way it turned out. So I did make a bit of a mistake here, but I tried to do that bleaching with some water droplets, but it didn't really work, and I think that was down to my paper, because I'm just working on sort of very normal thin notebook paper. So to kind of still create that sort of bleached out look, I'm using some white paint and just splattering over the background, and yeah, I ended up really loving the way it turned out. So now I'm doing some stamping, and I'm stamping everything with Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and this little cute little moped with the balloons is from the Scootin' By stamp set, and yeah, I just love that little image, it's so cute. And I also pulled out the Fleur 1 set, which has the most beautiful florals on it, and I knew I was kind of going to do my own DIY embellishments with these stamped images because I wanted lots of flowers and for it to feel really summery. So as you can see, they're all stamped, and I'm now just doing some really simple alcohol ink colouring. I'm using my Winsor & Newton Pro markers, and yeah, I am no expert at alcohol ink. I am sort of, I wouldn't even describe myself as a beginner because I think that might be a bit generous. But I am just doing some very simple block colouring, no shading, nothing like that. Just choosing some of my favourite pastel colours from the sets that I have, and yeah, then fussy cutting them out and calling that done. So yeah, really simple and easy colouring. And now I'm working on the little scooter, and I wanted to do some paper piecing because I wanted to include a pattern paper onto this image. So what I'm doing is that I'm stamping the scooter again with the same ink onto these scraps and fussy cutting it out. So I ended up not using that floral paper, I ended up using this sort of pink and orange geometric pattern, as I thought that fitted a lot better into scooter, and I'm just fussy cutting that really close to the stamped line. And yeah, you place it on top of this image and it just fits in perfectly, and yeah, it's a really easy way to include pattern paper onto your stamped images. I'm also colouring in the rest of this little bike or moped, scooter, whatever you want to call it, with my alcohol markers again. And I originally thought I was going to use that little puffy sticker cupcake, but I ended up going with a cupcake image that I coloured from the Itty Bitty Elements stamp set. And yeah, I also used a couple of the butterflies from that set as well to decorate the page. So now it's just a case of putting everything together, and yeah, this felt good because I felt like I had so many individual elements for this page, and nothing was really done until I'd sort of finished, you know, all the stitching and the colouring and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this bit was really fun just to put it all together. And yeah, I love the way that little awning turned out, and I totally didn't plan it, but that Simple and Sweet title, which is from the Puffy sticker set, that fit perfectly across the awning, the top of the awning. It was just the exact width. It was one of those meant to be moments, and so I love the way that looks. Now I'm just arranging everything. I love the way that little scooter looks on top of the quote-unquote hill. Yeah, it's just very cute and whimsical, and yeah, I love creating scenes. So yeah, this just was really fun to put together. And those little clouds I punched with, I have a cloud punch, and yeah, I just used that with some white cardstock just to kind of get that look of the clouds. You know, I wanted to create the look of the sort of the sky on the right hand side of the page, and then a building on the left hand side of the page, which, you know, would hold my photo and create this kind of ice cream parlour window kind of thing. So yeah, now it's just a case of arranging all of those colour alcohol ink flowers, and yeah, this took me way longer than it should have to arrange, like to figure out where the perfect placement of all these beautiful flowers was, where I could have just put it anywhere and it would look fine. But yeah, it's perfectionist in me. Yeah, I just love the way it looked. It just really kind of finished off the page and made it just feel super summery. Yeah, it's just really fun to kind of mix and match your scrapbook collections with your stamp collections, and you can create like entirely, you know, new embellishments and, you know, a whole different vibe. It just really stretches your stash, I find. So yeah, it was just really fun to put this together, and I just love the way the photo sort of works with the page rather than, you know, it just being stuck in the middle. Yeah, I like to figure out ways where I can include the photo with the overall design rather than having it be like a separate thing. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the way this layout turned out, and I especially love those little puffy sticker drinks that I put on the corner of my photo, just to create that sort of, again, the ice cream parlour look. And then I just felt like the middle needed something, but it didn't really, I didn't want anything too obtrusive. So I pulled out the puffy sticker stars from the Mix Volume 2 collection, and I'm just doing some hand stitching, just some, you know, simple running stitch to make it look like they're hanging from something. Just creates a much more whimsical design, just to make them look quite so random. And then I started second guessing myself and thinking that the left hand side of my page didn't really look like sort of the outside of an ice cream place, so I cut some white cardstock into rectangular shapes and just kind of scattered them around that side just to make it look like bricks. But yeah, I think this was a bit of an unnecessary step, but it just stopped me second guessing myself. So yeah, I really love the way this page came out, and I hope you also enjoyed watching me put it together. And I hope you're inspired to use your stamp and scrapbook collections together and see what you can come up with. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed and all that jazz, and I'll see you very soon for my next video. Bye everyone.